Okay, we have our first Olympic champion, gymnast, friend, someone I love very dearly, who's super fun, by the way, everyone. Like, besides her gymnastics being amazing, she's very fun. If you ever, see her out or something, make sure you say hi. But Olympic champion Daniela Silivas. Hi, Daniela.
John.
Look what wait. Well, first I have my American flag since this is the Olympic podcast. And then, do you remember this? I can't put it over my hat, but do you remember? You gave this to me?
Yeah. It's a Romanian medal.
Very sweet of you. So what was this from?
It's one of the nationals medal that when we go to nationals and internationals and all that, those are the medals. Or used to be the medals.
I love how, but that's very you, one of those national medals. You probably have, hundreds of them, just like you have.
And I don't know. Maybe it's not I don't keep up with my trophies and medals, and I think memories are more important than those. But I
love that. I actually, do you tell me what's one of your favorite memories in gymnastics? Then, since you said that, I know we all know your Olympic medals, but what's one of your favorite memories?
As a gymnast, I feel like I always look back at the World Championships in 1987 when we won as a team. So I think it was the first time and the only time during my gymnastics when we won with a team, and that was very special.
Did you all know you were did you walk in knowing we're going to win, or were you surprised?
We did have a good year. The few months before we went to Europeans and we had a good competition. So when we were doing the podium training and all that, a lot of the judges and people around us said that we have a strong team and we can win. So, and we did. And I think that was being together as a team. It's always nice to win medals, but competing together as a team and winning as a team, I think it's very special. Because
you lived and trained with these girls, correct?
Oh, yes. They're my sisters. We lived together. We did everything. We trained. The 7 years of my life, 8 years of my life, we lived together. So they're not just teammates. They're friends and they're my sisters.
Do you still talk to them from time to time or see them?
Yeah. We don't see each other that much, but we definitely talk and we keep in touch and make sure that everybody's good. And when we see each other, we just try to remember all the good memories and just laugh at all the crazy stuff that we did.
Yeah, I would have loved to see your what you all were doing after you won in the hotel room in '87.
I think we were too tired, but just, that happiness of knowing that together we did something great. So, because we won with the team, but then the next day we had competition. So, it's the team competition and then all around and then event final. So you still have to do a lot more of competitions, not just the team competition. So you kind of have to be happy and enjoy that moment, but then go back to being ready to compete and focus on the next days.
You had to rest. No cake. Couldn't have any cake that time.
Okay, I'm eating cake for all those
You're
days.
Catching up? You're catching up with your cake?
Yes, I do every time I go home.
I know. I see those. Oh.
Well, I like to buy them just in case I want them. I don't need the whole thing, believe me, but I like to just go and buy stuff because it's so good.
Now, do you feel because you weren't focused on medals that's why your gymnastics got so good?
Not really. I think it's all in the training, the way we train, the way we practice, the hours that we put in. And I think that's what, like, we didn't learn to just look at the medals and to look at winning. The coaches did. The coaches did go to competition because during my gymnastics, it was a communist era, and they were expected us to win. So we went into a competition. We expected to win whatever, 2 golds and blah, blah, blah. That's how the coaches had that pressure on. This is what's expected from the Romanian team. And I'm pretty sure the Russian team and China, all of them were having the same thing. But we really didn't have time to look at the scores and trying to figure out, who got what. And especially in that time, that it wasn't like on your phone, you can figure out all the scores. And, we didn't have that. So we just had to wait until the end of the competition to really know what's going on and who won and what place we got.
Well, 87 is when I fell in love. And I stand by this, and you'll see it in a comment everywhere. The 87 World Romanian team, iconic, legends. I feel it is the best team, in my opinion, because of the dancing, the artistry, your legs and feet, Aurelia's legs and feet. Just, it was so beautiful. I think that's what drew me into it. Training in dance, I looked at you all, and I'm like, oh, they're dancers, flexible, and then they do this insane flip.
And I think, and thank you, because that was hearing from everybody else that 87 team was the best team. That's how we felt. But I feel like it wasn't just one person and then everybody in the team. I think everybody in the team had the same talent, the same routines, the same, great gymnastics. It wasn't just
the depth of the team. The first girl up was great.
It was like amazing. And very few teams have that. They always have like 1 or 2 gymnasts that they're like the stars, and then is the rest of the team that kind of you put together. But I feel like in 87, we were just all of us. We had amazing gymnasts on that team.
What did it feel like? Speaking of amazing, I think what was there on floor? Wasn't there 3 10s back to back?
Yes. Yeah.
What did that feel like?
Well, it was like, I feel like in that time, 10s were coming easier than later, but still, it's like if you did an amazing routine, you got a 10. So to do three in a row, I think it was at that time, that point, that we had a chance to win. It was the 3rd event, so we were ready to show off. And even with the vault, we sing, after floor, we just like, that's it, we can win, and the title is ours.
Yeah, no, and I'd love if those of you who are listening, YouTube it, and you can hear the audience kind of going insane. They were like insane over each 10, like, oh my, like another one, here's another one. And it was well deserved between all 3. What was you and Aurelia and then Camelia Voynier, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and her daughter.
Gymnastics?
What?
Your gymnastics.
Well, you know what? I made my mom buy, all of you who are younger might not understand this, but my mom had to like buy the VHS from the back of International Gymnastics for me to see it. Because I didn't. So I got it must have been some random person that they sent with the camcorder in the stands shooting you all. So it's not the footage from the NBC or CBS. It's all the footage from just like a home video.
I think sometimes those are like the best.
And that's
just one thing.
And I did want to bring you on. I think it was I wanted to bring you on Dance Moms and then on the spinoff, and they just wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let me do it, but it's because of, like I said before, everyone, it's because of your dancing. So who taught you how to dance, and how much training did you do in dance when you were training?
Well, we always started, and I feel like this is why you see a big difference between Romanian, Chinese, Russian gymnast and American gymnast. The difference is that when in Romania, especially when we started gymnastics, we started with just dance, flexibility, and strength. So for the first year or two of your gymnastic life, that's all you do. You do ballet every day. So we started from 8 to 9 in the morning. It was ballet day, like every 1 hour of ballet every day. And then in the afternoon practices, we did half an hour of, turns, jumps, flexibility. So it's really important at the beginning when kids start gymnastics to focus on the flexibility, on the strength, on the dance, on the basics. Eventually, this will help when you get older and you're learning new skills. But here, the focus is on going to competition and winning medals. It doesn't matter if you're a 5-year-old and you go to competition and you win medals. That's more important here. And that's when you don't have the time. When you focus on competition at age 5, 6, 7, you don't have the time to put in for the flexibility and the strength and the basics. So that's the difference between the training in Romania, especially in our time, to training here.
So so at 5, you started doing this dance every day for an hour, ballet. Yes, and it was ballet. It wasn't jazz. It
was bar ballet and, a lot of flexibility and strength. That's their focus when you start gymnastics for the first year or two of your gymnastic life.
And when you say every day, do you mean Monday through Friday?
No, I mean Monday through Sunday.
I love how you said that. Wow. Well, that makes sense. Yeah. That does make sense that you, about your legs and feet. I'm sure you got your feet might be hereditary too, from your mom and dad.
I don't think so. I don't know. I wouldn't. It's a lot of work. If you go back and look at some of my gymnastic, my footage, like my videos of like when I'll say 12, 13, 14, like look at my handstand split and all that. And then to the time, like 87, when I was like 15, 16, 17, and you will see a big difference. I'm like, when I was 12, my split wasn't 180. I was like this, But overall, I think continuing that pattern of doing ballet every day, doing dance, doing flexibility, that showed later in my gymnastic life.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I tell this to some of the dance moms, similar to what you're saying. They wanted to be good at 7. And I'm looking going, they're going to be good. Like they're going to dance good. I can tell. Daniela's laughing because I was able to put the medal on that she gave me because we technically just fell off the beam a couple times in this podcast. Yeah. But you know what? We got back up. We're back on.
We fell to the right and then to the left and then,
And now we're here. I'm doing what would be my move? A front aerial. I want to do that on the beam.
That's my favorite move of all.
Beautiful.
Like a front aerial is just like, that was the skill for me that I love doing it. And I think I was good at it. So, and it was easy.
Yes, you were. You were very good at it. So that's another thing I want to ask you is, did you enjoy taking dance class? Did you? Well, let me rephrase this.
No. You did. Bar ballet, plie, plie, plie.
Did you enjoy dancing in your compulsory routines and on the floor?
The compulsory, we hated it. But
Did
I feel like because it was like every day the same thing for 4 years, it was just and we did train every day compulsory, and that means not Monday to Friday, it's Monday through Sunday. Yes, so that's every day.
I love that. That needs to be a shirt. Every day is Monday through Sunday, not Monday through Friday.
Yes. So it was that boring move that you know you have to do it, but you don't want to. But that's what makes people great instead of just good, when you do things that you don't want to do it and it's not fun, but you know you have to do it and you do it.
But Daniela, that floor, you're 87 compulsory, and you're 88
really?
compulsory. It is pure art. Did you? So that's what did you enjoy doing it in front of a crowd? Because it looked as though you enjoyed it.
I think I did enjoy performing. That didn't look like that in practice every time, I'm pretty sure. But when it was time to show off and it was time to do it in front of judges, we knew how to bring that to the floor. So, but I feel like that's not just, that's part of learning how to compete.
Mm-hmm.
And part of training the right way, the way you want to compete. So we learned that in the gym, and having that, I guess, the great coaches and choreographer that help us bring the best in the competition.
Who coached you on floor?
It was Octavian Bellu, which is the floor coach. And we had the beam coach, Maria Cosma, who was an amazing coach, beam coach and choreographer, and helped with everything. So
did she choreograph your 87 and 88?
Yes.
And was she there in 88? Would I see her in the backdrop? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
You had the short dark hair.
She was there, and then the head coach Adrian Goriak, who's a great friend of mine now, and we're trying to see each other every time I go to Romania or to France. But he was the head coach, so going to a competition, you only can bring two coaches on the floor. And it wasn't like, oh, let me change credential and somebody else can go in and out. It wasn't like that. So you only had two coaches. So usually it's a female coach and a male coach. So usually the head coach and the beam coach were in the big competition, huge, like Europeans and world championships. So you don't see the bars coach, who's, again, amazing coach that moved to England and really helped
I didn't know that.
Gymnastics in the last 30 years.
I did not know that.
He's the main coach that helped English gymnastics to get to where they are now.
So, he probably helped Beth Tweedle and...
Oh, yes. He was the technical director for the International Gymnastic Federation, but he was an amazing coach. He retired, but he was our bars coach. And but you don't see him in competitions because they couldn't travel and they couldn't be in the gym. And then, of course, Octavian Bellu, who was the floor coach at that time. And the same thing, during my time, you didn't see him on the floor coaching because they weren't allowed to be more than two coaches on the floor.
I never knew that he was your floor coach. I thought tell me the other guy's name that I saw on TV.
Adrian Goriak.
I thought he was your floor coach.
He was the head coach. So he usually stayed on vault, and Adrian Stan was on bars, and then Maria was on beam, and Bellu was on floor. So that's what we had. We always had four coaches. So
you have to tell the story of, everyone does it now, the Silivaș, but I love, if you want to tell the story, how you threw the Silivaș at the Olympics.
Well, I trained the Silivaș. I trained that double, and I competed few times. And it was Octavian Bellu who helped me, and he was the floor coach. So when I went into the Olympics, he didn't travel to the Olympics with us. So it was the head coach, Adrian Goreac, who was like, I never spotted you on that. You go for it. And the equipment in Seoul, they were horrible. Like, everybody complained. The floor was so hard we could barely tumble on it. It was just their equipment, and we weren't used to it, and we didn't like it at all. So I guess, I got up on the podium training, and I had to, through one, I had to run from outside the floor, trying to run a little bit more to do one. And that's all I did. I trained one double before the competition, and I did one in competition. Not so great, but
now you see it everywhere.
Now I see it, and I'm jealous of that spring floor when they just take 2 steps and no problem doing the skill.
Yeah,
but
no, because it's
you
different
realize
now.
That was like 35 years ago.
But the boldness, how you just threw it, and I love that story, because you're just, because all of us watching think it's this, contrived, strategic, we all. It's
That's
like,
nice
go
that
do
everybody
it.
thinks that way. It was like, please, let me land on my feet.
Just like your favorite event, vault, huh?
Oh my goodness! Don't talk about vault.
And I love that, everyone. She's an Olympic medalist on vault, and so this is really good to know, because vaulting is scary.
Vaulting is scary, especially on that skinny horse that we had to vault, and no safety mats, nothing. Just go for it.
And you got a bronze medal for it.
I think they felt sorry for me. Everybody fell. That's why. It wasn't like, wow, she was amazing and she got a medal. It was like, okay, the first gymnast fell. The second gymnast fell. Oh, she stayed on her feet and she can get a medal.
No, that's how you think of it. So, you're not into medals, but I'll say them. She has 3 golds, 2 silver, 1 bronze. And I feel like I messaged you once. I was watching, it was a antique roadshow, and someone brought in a Seoul Olympic gold medal to.
Oh, no, I didn't know.
Yeah, to like appraise it.
Oh.
Don't lose those medals. That's all I'm saying. Because I was only thinking of you because I thought it was so random that it was this. First of all, it's an Olympic gold medal, but it was from Seoul. And someone, I don't know how they found it or had it, but they did it for an appraisal. So where are your medals?
Some of them are in Romania and some of them are here somewhere.
I love that.
I'm sorry. I should put them in a case and just, I don't know, do all the stuff, and I don't.
Look at, you can do a little backdrop like me.
Yeah, something. I don't have any gymnastic pictures like framed. I think I have one in the house that it's framed gymnastic picture, and that's it. I don't know. I feel like gymnastic was my life and it was that life, but
yeah,
but not anymore. So I try to focus on family and kids and friends, and that's the main, life now. So,
but because of your accomplishments, do you get called more now during an Olympic year to do interviews and things like that?
No, I don't, and I think it's more because I don't stay in the social media. So if you're not out there and you don't put yourself out there, they don't. When I go home, like I went in April home, and of course they were asking me to do an interview for the Olympics, and kind of like before the Olympics and all that, and it was fun. It's not I don't enjoy those. I just don't. I don't know. I'm a very private person, and I like it that way. I don't feel comfortable talking about my accomplishments. Yes, they were my accomplishments, but I feel like they're mine, and I didn't do them to get that recognition. So I don't feel really comfortable. People are like, oh, she won a gold medal. And I'm like, yeah, I did. So, kind of like.
Well, and I feel people only do that because even in this antique roadshow, they were saying the percentage of the population, it's more about the data of who has this thing. It's not like you can go and buy it.
Yes. We grew up just, this is what we need to do. And at that time, there were not like, TikTok, Facebook, all that social media. So it wasn't big deal. Yes, we won. But then after winning, guess what? I went back in the gym and we did the same thing over. It didn't matter that I won. The next day, I was back in the gym training like everybody else. So,
were you ever allowed to kind of feel your accomplishments, like, party, rejoice, feel proud?
Well, I think feeling proud, yes, but it was never, let's have a party because you won a medal. After the Olympics, we were in Seoul for another week. And guess what we did? We went back in the gym. So
we don't talk about your accomplishments because I don't want to make you uncomfortable. We already did. What made you fall in love with gymnastics?
I don't think it was something that made me fall in love with gymnastics. I was just a 5-year-old that had energy, and I was doing cartwheels outside everywhere. It was at the time where all the kids were playing, outside on the streets, and I was just doing cartwheels. And in kindergarten, I was doing cartwheels and bridges and everything. So that's how I ended up starting gymnastics, because the kindergarten teacher was like, I know she's a gymnast, but she needs to stop doing gymnastics. And then my mom was like, she's not a gymnast. She's never done gymnastics. So it's like, oh, I have a friend that is a coach. You should take her. So that's how I started for a few months. And then Bella and Marta moved to my hometown to open the training center. And they were looking for little gymnasts, 5-6-year-olds, to start a program. And I did a few months gymnastics with them. And then I started first grade. So it's hard to, I don't know. It's like, oh, I saw Nadia on TV and I fell in love. I'm like, as a 5-year-old, even if I saw Nadia on TV, she's my idol, and she was my idol growing up in the gym. But when I started gymnastics, it wasn't like, oh, I saw gymnastics and I fell in love. It was just something that I was good at. It was fun, and I had energy, and I got in the gym, and I enjoyed it, and I loved it, and I wanted to stay and do gymnastics. So that's how I ended up doing gymnastics. And I think, you start to see results, you love it, and you work hard, and you start to see results, and you start to see that working and having a goal that you work towards, and you accomplish that. I think it's just that joy and that satisfaction that keeps you in the gym, especially when it's hard.
Did gymnastics come easy for you, or did you have to work really hard?
I think I was that gymnast that had that extra talent, and I learned skills really easy. And I wasn't a kid that was afraid. So I think I had that perfect combination of working and talent that helped me become, because you cannot do anything. It doesn't matter how hard you work and how much you want it. If you don't have that talent, it's very hard to get to be the best. But again, you have that talent and you're not working, then you cannot accomplish and not be the best, because it has to have a combination of both. And I think I did.
It was a gift for you. It's a gift.
Yes.
We all have our gifts.
It is. Yeah. I had that, you don't see that many 5-year-olds doing bridges and cartwheels without any kind of classes. Very few are doing it. So I was one of them that I was born to be a gymnast, I guess.
And so did you train at times with Nadia in the gym when you were little?
Yes, I did. Right before I started first grade, I trained with Nadia. And after that, we train in the same gym, but not at the same time. So we'll like see them the compound where the school is and cafeteria, dormitories, everything that's for gymnastics. I think gymnastics and track and field, it's a sports school. So you have everything over there. So of course, as little kids, we're like seeing Nadia and her team outside in the, in the area where they were playing and just walking around. So it was fun for us to be like, oh, there's Nadia,
So
and
she had already done the Olympics.
Yes. 78, it moved to my hometown, and that was fun for us kids to see them training and, aspire to be just like them.
Yeah. I mean, that's
talk
about being inspired, they're right in the same room as you. It's
and
like
just
being,
to think that now we're friends, like when you're little, you're looking, it's like, wow. And then
reminds me of that picture of you and Nadia.
Yes. When I was little, I was 6.
Yeah. Well, I'll say it just because you don't have to comment. It's another accolade, but she does have a statue in Romania, in Deva, if I'm correct. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, which is incredible. But
I'm just have statues.
All of you?
Statues you get when you die, but it's called Gymnastic Legends Street or something. It's right by the the gym, and they put statues of some coaches and about 10 Olympic gymnasts.
So if you ever go to Deva, anybody,
go say hi to me and
tag her in it.
Just, hello, Daniela, pat my head.
Does it look like you?
No, I look like a man. I'm like, no, it doesn't look like me. I don't think it looks like me.
Do you miss performing? Do you miss competing? The feeling?
No.
So you did say, that you enjoyed, showing off for the judges and and you were trained how to get into the mode.
Yeah.
How would you get yourself in that position? Let's just say I'm putting you there. I'm trying to take you back. It's 1988. You're getting ready for the team beam, which was incredible.
And I was shaking like crazy. You might not see it. I was like, I was on the beam like this, shaking.
Really?
Yeah.
You still got a 10.
You're nervous. You just have to learn how to, control that. But
how did you control it? Because that's kind of been a theme.
It's not about I don't think it was about controlling for us, then just to kind of like realize that we can do it. And I take it back to training, the way that we train, the way that we spend all those hours in the gym back at home. I think that's what helped us do the best in competition and not make mistakes. Example, not every day, but we used to train beam. We had 45 minutes on beam, and assignment was to do 10 perfect routines. And by perfect doesn't mean staying on the beam, but it means no wobbles, no steps at the landing. So when you train like that, and that's expected, that's every routine is supposed to be a perfect routine. When you go to competition, yes, you're nervous because it's a competition. It's a big competition and you want to do well, and you want to do well for your country, for your team. But somehow you remember that you know how to do it, that you've done it at home, thousands of routines, that they're perfect. And I think your body just goes into that mode of, this is what I know how to do, and this is what I'm going to do. So
I love that you said that they tell you you can you can do it. So you kind of relied it on your confidence. Like,
Yes,
I've done this
exactly. And I think
over and
that's
over
what it
again.
is.
I can
It's
do it
like if
again.
you, there is a video, and I was surprised of that too, because I don't remember, but there was a video of, I think 87 or 88, I think 87, podium training. And we were on beam, the whole Romanian team on beam. And it wasn't a competition. Yes, it was podium training. But when you see us on the beam, we look like we were competing, like no wobbles, no falls. It was the same that you see the competition routines. And I think that's how we train, to just like do those perfect routines over and over and over and over and not make mistakes. And we learned that to do it over the years, because that's how we train. So when we went to competition, it was like, oh, even like our minds were, what if I fall? What if I wobble? Our bodies knew what to do.
Mm.
And
Well,
then,
that's when we say that in dancing, don't mark, like don't mark your number, be full out.
yeah.
But that goes for anything, because I saw a video of Mariah Carey on SNL years ago, and it
Mhm.
was a rehearsal, and you wouldn't have known vocally.
Yeah.
She went, nope, there might have been 3 people in the room, and she gave
Exactly.
Grammy award winning performance, because that's what the greats do, is you do it every time, because
But you have to do it every time. And that's what I tell my kids that I coach. I was like, listen, you can spend all your days in the gym, all your time. If you don't train the way you want to compete,
yep.
you're going to go out there in competition, and you might be doing great one competition, but 90% of the time, you're going to do exactly how you train. What you train, that's how you're going to compete. So it's really important to compete, to train the correct way. Not just, I spent 4 hours in the gym, but what did you do those 4 hours? How many percentage of that 4 hours that you train the correct way, or you just goof around in the gym, or it doesn't matter? So I think that was important, and it showed me as a gymnast that it was important how we train, because we showed up in competition.
Well, it showed, and me, Justin Ryrick, a lot of us, you brought us a lot of joy with your gymnastics. I mean, I remember being, back then you couldn't record. So I had to get up at 2 a.m. or something to watch you all in Seoul. And yes, I like the flipping, but that's why I brought you on here, is because of the I know they say artistry, but you're dancing. I mean,
Yes.
you are you dance, you knew how to dance beautifully. And like I said, that footage is complete art. So you teach coaching. Who are you teaching, or coaching? Who are you coaching?
Well, I coach at a small gym, and I've been coaching there for 12 years. I don't do a lot of coaching. I like to spend time with my family at home, but I do go in 3 days a week and coach lower level. And I think that's why I love that. I love coaching those kids that they're just learning.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to have good coaches at the base, like when they're starting to do gymnastics, because that's so important.
Are they taking ballet?
No. And I'm not about to teach that.
Well, I'll send you a ballet teacher. I only said that because you said when they're young, got to put them in ballet.
Yeah. But, not, and that's the difference. Not in Romania, when you started gymnastics, you started to be the best, to go all the way to the Olympics. And what I love about this country, you have every opportunity to do anything. You want to do gymnastics just one hour a week and just enjoy and do other sports, and then you have that choice. You have that chance to do it. You want to do 20 hours a week. You want to train for the Olympics. You have choices here. We didn't. In Romania, there's no recreation gymnastics. I think it's starting to be a little bit now. And you see gyms that they offer just for kids to come and exercise. But during my time, you started gymnastics because you want to be the best in the world and you want to compete in the Olympics. And that's how we started training.
Do you feel you, because you brought up,
you started as a 6-year-old with about 15, 20 hours a week.
wow, at 6. So that would be trying to think
yes.
like in a dance schedule.
Yes.
That would be 4 hours a day.
Yes.
Or 4 days a week at 6.
Yes, we did 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon.
No wonder why you were good at gymnastics.
But that's how you start over there, because the groups, you start with like 30 kids. And the next year, those 4 kids that didn't make it to nationals or didn't progress enough, they're pushed away. They don't do gymnastics anymore. And then that's how it is. And that's why I said that I like it here, that every kid has a chance to do a sport. It doesn't have to be an elite sport, like to go for that elite or high level. You can just enjoy gymnastics. Or any
well, your daughter does do gymnastics, Ava, and she's going to start competing in college, correct?
Yes.
How is that? Are you a gym mom?
I was the crazy gym mom coach for like a few months, and then I gave that up. So now I'm just, I don't remember the last time I saw my daughter in gymnastics, like train. I went to the competition. I don't like to watch.
You don't?
So when I watch like this. And when I have to record, I record with my eyes closed. And I kind of know her routines. So I figure out when it's over and then I'm done.
Yeah, because in gymnastics, you can hear falls if you close your eyes.
Oh, yes. I hear, oh, yeah. Oh, I'm like, okay. Then I know she's, how she's doing. But I don't know. I'm just too nervous. I'm more nervous now than when I was a gymnast. So I have to learn to enjoy watching her compete. And I love to, but I'm just too nervous to enjoy it.
And so she's going to be, is it the NCAA program?
Yeah, she's going to Towson University in Maryland. So.
Wow. Congratulations. That's exciting.
Thank you. Well, we're excited. We're nervous with everything. And I mean, not just her. So.
All of you. Yeah.
All of us.
You'll get used to it, because I did go once with to see Melissa Marlowe's daughter.
Yeah, Missy.
In out here against UCLA, and it's fun. I mean, it's USA Gymnastics is fun, elite level, but NCAA, there was a different environment.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's more of a show, and it should be like that, because by this age, you have gymnasts, especially college, they're competing every weekend, and every weekend a competition for 13, 14 weeks in a row. You can't do elite gymnastic like that, so that's why, I see people commenting that, oh, they should do more than 2 tumbling passes. And I'm like, no, that's elite gymnastic. That's something different. Yeah. This is college gymnastic. It should be fun. It should be, yes, you don't want to do just a layout, but you can compare college gymnastic to elite gymnastics. It's a different story. So.
Well, and you brought it up growing up in a communist country, how things are different and there wasn't a lot of choice. Do you feel that that's maybe why you didn't know what you were doing was amazing, because they kind of shielded you of, this is just what you do and this is what you got to do?
Yeah, you're right. We lived a very sheltered life. Because it was a communist country, and that time we weren't allowed to talk to anybody. We went to a competition, we stayed together. We had security people around us that traveled with us and made sure that we were not stolen. But that's how we travel, and we weren't allowed to talk. We weren't allowed to do interviews. We weren't allowed to do. So basically, it took me a while when I moved to US, and I was very surprised that people knew my gymnastics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, what? I'm not a gymnast anymore. Why you want to talk to me? Like, to me, it was like, it was done. And I learned here to be proud of my gymnastics.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that I wasn't proud, you know, it was just like,
Maybe to
it was my
celebrate it.
job. Yeah,
Celebrate
you know, it was like, this is something that I'm doing. I sign up for it. I'm doing it, and nothing spectacular. Yes, I won, but this is what, it's my job. You know, kind of like that's how I felt. And then when I moved here over the years, I was like, oh, wow, people loved my gymnastics, and
Yeah.
they know my gymnastics, and I never knew that. So
We get fights over your gymnastics sometimes, Daniela. How dare you say that? You know, she was robbed. You know,
oh yeah, no.
You know, we definitely, and that must feel good because, you know, you inspired my dancing, you know, even because I don't have back to the legs and feet. You know, actually comments on your legs and feet is Christy Phillips. She always says you have beautiful feet.
She had, and it's fun because when I look at her and I was like, wow, that flexibility. When I look at Kim Smeskal, I'm like, she has power, you know, like I think as a gymnast, we always look at the other gymnast and just are mesmerized and wow, look what you had that power, you had flexibility, you had this. And, you know, when people are saying, oh, you were a powerful gymnast, in my mind, I was like, no, I wasn't. I think I was a technical gymnast. I learned everything, very technical gymnast, and that helped me because with my skinny legs, I don't know how I did all the stuff, but I think I had that technique that was great, and that helped me do all the skills that I did.
You know, and well, last question about techniques. Who came up with the Silivaș mount?
On beam?
Yeah.
I think we're just playing around in the gym. Even though we train 40 hours a week, when we got a chance to just be in the gym and play around and, you know, just not worry about routines and skills.
And the coach saw you and was like, oh, that's good. Keep it in.
And that's basically, and together with the coach, we're like trying to come up with like weird things. And that's how I ended up doing that. And it's like, oh, I like it. Let's put it in the routine. So
yeah, and that's been done.
We never thought that it was something. I don't remember at that time being like, we have a skill that we wanted to make sure that it's going to be in the code of points. I didn't even know, you know, it wasn't like, this is what I'm going to do. Like, I'm like, okay.
And I only bring it up because, you know, people did it a lot in the 90s, but people still do it. People still do the Silivaș. I do like that one. I think you did it in '89 and you let go of it for some reason. I was like, ooh, she's taking it to the next level.
Yes. You know.
What was your favorite floor routine?
87.
87. Amazing. That's a good one.
That was, it's a good one now.
It is good. Yeah. I do like your performance. Now I feel like I'm kind of geeking out, sound like a stalker, because I feel like Daniela didn't know I knew all this. I like the 89 Europeans floor.
89 Europeans is the Olympic floor with the little changes.
The dancing was great. You were.
Yeah, I was nailed
everything. You know, like you were already doing the correct landings back then. You weren't.
I know. No steps. So I was like, I was ahead of my time in gymnastics.
So now we're at the end of our meet, and we are I'm just going to ask I'm not going to ask you dancer questions. I've changed them for gymnastics.
For gymnastics? Okay.
There's one dance question. So,
oh my.
I feel like you already answered this question, but favorite gymnast?
Oh, I don't have one.
You said Nadia.
Nadia is my idol.
Yeah. So
okay,
that would be your favorite gymnast.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm my favorite gymnast. Just kidding.
There you go. There's the Olympic champion.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Next.
Favorite event?
Beam.
Love that.
Or I like to say when kids ask me favorite event, I said not vault. So that's my answer all the time.
Well, now I'm afraid of vault because of what you told me about it. Just in general, you're like, John, we run full force at this thing that's just standing there.
It's there.
And so I was like, oh yeah, I guess that is pretty scary.
It is.
Well, I feel like I'm going to leave that one out. What's your favorite? You actually said you answered
favorite
these already.
Food. You can say favorite food.
Ooh, favorite Romanian cake.
It's called amandina, and it's a lot of it's chocolate, and it's like chocolate, and it's good.
Oh, now I want chocolate.
I want chocolate.
My physical's not going to like that. If you could compete a solo at a dance competition, what would it be? Would you do lyrical? Would you do jazz? Would you do ballet?
I would like to be a ballerina.
I can see that. Yes.
No, if I wasn't a gymnast, to be like a dancer, like something. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so it'd be a ballet number.
Yes,
I like that.
A ballet number. Yes.
What's one of the boldest things you have done in your life?
Gymnastics. Get in front of that vault and run and jump over.
Vaulting is the boldest thing she's done.
Vaulting. I live a very boring life. I don't do stuff.
Well, you moved here. That's pretty bold.
Yeah, that's
you moved at a young age.
Not knowing anybody and not knowing English. So that's it. You're right.
Well, thank you for being on the podcast. Everyone, go Google, go YouTube. Google. You're going to see stuff already. Sky Blakely's doing her mount. And Simone Biles is doing her double-double.
On the third pass.
Yeah, but the floor is different.
It is. It's a trampoline now.
Yeah. No, and I just learned that because recently, like Christy Phillips was saying that the floor was different.
Oh, it's way different. I'm like, the vault runway?
That's different too?
It used to be our floor. Kind of like that hard, that hard.
It was a mat.
It was a mat. Yeah. So it's different, but they're doing amazing things. And I'm excited to hear about the Olympics. I don't know if I'm going to watch it.
Everyone, cover your ears. Yes, she is. She's going to a little bit. She'll at least watch Sky Blakely.
I know. Yes.
Well, thanks for doing this podcast. And
thank you. Thank you, John, for inviting me. And I really love talking to you. And we'll talk. We'll talk more.
Thank you for the medal, too.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for listening to Dance Dad with John Corella. Thank you to everyone at Hivecast for all that you do. And if this episode meant something to you, please share it and subscribe. Also, you can follow Dance Dad with John Corella on all platforms. But most importantly, remember to be bold and be fierce.